Holliston lost another member of the greatest generation when Vasco Brovelli recently passed away at the age of 95. An Army veteran of World War II, Vasco was Holliston's oldest living veteran, an honor he carried with great pride. He retired after 35 years at General Motors in Framingham, and also had a second retirement after a 25-year career at St. Mary's Church. He enjoyed playing golf, was an avid Patriots and Red Sox fan, and took great pleasure in gardening on his estate. HCAT sat down with Vasco last fall, and he talked to us about his life.
Let's start at the beginning. Where did you grow up?
Well, actually, I was born in Milford, but I grew up in Millis, Mass.
Mm-hmm. And you are obviously Italian?
All the way.
Yeah.
My mother and father both came from the old country. And I'm so proud that I am an Italian. Yeah, I'm a U.S. citizen, but yeah.
How old were you when you enlisted?
I was 17 years old. I enlisted February 9th, 1943.
And what branch of the service did you go into?
I went to the Army Signal Corps. Because I enlisted, I could pick my own outfit, so I picked the Signal Corps.
And what did you do there in the Signal Corps?
Well, my basic training was a linesman.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Camp Crowder.
And where is that?
That's in Missouri.
Oh, okay.
And I stayed there until October. In October, I went into Virginia. We left Newport News. We went to Oran, Algiers. We replaced the French.
So you began your tour in North Africa?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I went from North Africa to Egypt. And I spent 30 days in Egypt, or 28 days. I had Christmas 1943 in Egypt. And because our ship that had all the mail, it was sunk by the Japanese, we never got any mail that year, any Christmas cards. We went to Basra, and then we were in Iran. They needed a new supply line to go to Russia, to get supplies into Russia. So an airplane factory was built, 2 truck factories were built, and we assembled 5,000 airplanes and 200,000 trucks. And they were delivered to the Russian border.
Mm-hmm.
And these trucks would be supplied with ammunition, food, medical supplies, and everything. And when they got to the Russian border, the Russian woman would drive them into Russia for the second front.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So you lived in Iran for
Yes.
how long?
I was there from actually 8 days, less than 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was a linesman when I went to school. I got to be a truck driver.
Yeah.
And a 2-day school of truck driving. And they gave me a 2.5-ton truck.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually knew how to get around, though. That's how I got around. I went to Abadan. We had a truck factory in Karamsha, and we had a truck factory in Andamish. Andamish was right in the desert. The daily temperature was 108, 112 every day. It got to be 126 a couple of days, you know.
So you were in the Middle East the whole time. Did you meet any of the people, or you?
Oh, yes. I met the people. In fact, I was fortunate being in Tehran. The Queen had a place up in the mountains. I was fortunate to go to her place in the mountains 3 times. And I saw the Queen twice, and I saw the King, the Shah. Shah Pahlavi was a wonderful man. I saw him twice. And we gave him a Jeep because he liked the Jeep. we assembled the Jeep, and we assembled the weapons carrier that dodged 3/4 ton.
Well, the Jeeps, that was an American invention, the Jeep.
Yeah, he really liked that. It took him just a few days to get a hold of it. But he was a good man for the United States.
So when the war was over, did you work? You were there through the end of the war.
Actually, I was on the last boat. We left, I think it was, I'm going to say, December 28th. We left Abadan. We went down to the Persian Gulf into the Arabian Sea. We will come up to the Red Sea, and we were the first troop ship that went through the Suez Canal, the SS Richardson.
Really?
I was on that ship. And we went into the Mediterranean, and we went over to Milan. And in Milan, we stayed there 2 days and brought some soldiers back to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
This is a picture over in Egypt on the December of 1943. This is the Red Cross nurse, and she took us to tour the Sphinx, the pyramids, the Church of Mars. That's me when I was 19 years old.
You're a good-looking boy.
These are different pictures of Iran, up in the mountains and so forth.
Oh, there you are skiing.
Yes, skiing. His name was Joe Kearney. He was 17 years old when in the Navy, and his first time overseas, he was sunk. And that's the reason why 13 of us enlisted. We all went into Boston, some in the Navy, some in the Army, because of him.
What was it like to come back to the country after the war?
I'm going to
what
tell
were
you,
people's feelings? Your feelings?
When I got off the bus in Millis, Mass, this was approximately, I'm going to say, January. Yeah, January 1946. There was nobody to greet me. I walked from the drugstore back to my home, and my mother and father and sisters, they had a sign, "Welcome home." And my army was all over. My army, yeah. And we had a lot of love in the family. I had 3 great sisters, my mother and father. We were very poor. We had nothing, but I'll tell you, we enjoyed life.
Did you marry your high school sweetheart?
No, I'm not bragging, but I was a pretty good dancer. And on Saturday nights, we went to Lake Pearl.
Of course.
And there were 8 girls sitting on the stage. So I said to my friend Harold, I said, "Harold, I'm going to marry that girl someday." And 3.5 years later, I married that girl.
Well, that's wonderful.
And I've been married with her for 70 years. 70 years, October 30th.
That's beautiful. I want to thank you for talking to us, and I thank you for your service. And may you have many more good years to come.
Thank you for letting me speak, you know. Yeah.
Thank you, Vasco, and thank you to the members of the Greatest Generation. For Heartbeat of Holliston, this is Chryso Lawless.